he built some businesses. Hey, what's up? Hope you're doing great today. In this video, I'm going to share with you the books that I read in 2021. I'm going to be sharing my thoughts about these books. We're going to go one by one from top to bottom, and I'll share my thoughts with you. So if you're looking for a book to read, maybe you'll find something here in this list and grab it and read it yourself. Now, in this list, we're going to have mostly books for entrepreneurs, business books, but not only. And some of the books are in Hebrew and Russian, but I'll do my best to translate them, at least the name of the book, to you in English. If it exists in English, you'll be able to find it somewhere in the internet. Also, there are going to be timestamps for the books. So if you see something that really interests you right now, maybe you're just going to go down to the description of this video and click on the right timestamp and you're going to hear my review about that same book. Also, you're going to find a playlist in the description for other videos in the series. That's video number 3. I decided to do it every 6 months. So 6 months of reading, I take the books that I read and share them with you. So again, for the bookworms between us, you can find something good, hopefully. And yeah, so my name is Evan. I'm a seller on Amazon. Been selling there since late 2016. On this channel, I'm going to find mostly videos about Amazon FBA, but not only some books, some travels and stuff like that, but mostly it's Amazon FBA, over 240 videos. Please subscribe if you're in this niche. Shall we start, please? I would appreciate if you like the video as well. Click on the button. It takes literally a second. It helps me rank the video, and dislike it if you don't like something. Maybe the sound is not good or whatever. Just let me know why. So let's start. Yeah, let's start from top to bottom. Let's start with book number 1, which is here, Acres of Diamonds by Russell H. Conwell. And it says, the brilliant manifesto that has inspired millions. Now, this book is about 100 years old, if not more. And to sum it up, it's Conwell's great manifesto imparts one extraordinary lesson. All the wealth you could ever dream of, search for, or yearn after, in whatever form you wish for, exists right beneath your feet. So this book kind of talks about different people, now it's 100 years old, right? That just were looking for wealth, for riches in different places, and they moved from where they used to live, physically even, to another place in search for some specific riches, and then the riches were found exactly where they lived. Now, you can take it to a few places, because you might be like, oh, come on, man, that's like really kind of cliche or whatever, but take it to another place. So sometimes what I see people do is that they're looking for the easy money or something, and they try many different things all at once. And they start with something, right, and they drop it. But maybe that one thing was actually the thing that was supposed to bring you or that person riches, and you just skipped and went quickly to another place because you were, you know, in a rush to grab something fast or something like that. So yeah, that's an interesting book. I would really recommend you reading that. It's literally like, what, 60 pages. It's really small, and it also has a bonus lecture here that's called, I believe, Praying for Money. It's also something to manifest, kind of, you know, whatever you're wishing for. But yeah, in my opinion, it's a nice read. And again, it's like 100 years old plus. Person who wrote it, Russell H. Conwell, he used to use the selection and go travel with it and tell it in different cities around the world, and or at least around the United States. I believe he did it over 5,000 times. All right, so that's a lot. And yeah, just in my opinion, it's worth reading if you're someone that is interested in riches, in finding some purpose for yourself. I think this is going to be really useful and good for you. I like old books as well, so I would definitely recommend you reading The Acres of Diamonds. Maybe the riches are wherever you're sitting right now. Look around you, right? So the next one is, this one is The Art of War by Sun Tzu, right? That's a Chinese book, and I think it is also a few thousands of years old, and it's like written in the 6th century BC, right? So this actually talks about how to fight a war, you know, how to act in battle, right, with an army. And you might be like, wait a minute, like, I'm not even in the army, I don't even, like, I'm not interested. But you can take it to different other things in life, such as business, because when you're working with a group of people, it's kind of similar to being in the army, being a general or being an officer. I was in the army for 3 years. I was not an officer or something, you know, I literally fixed cars in the beginning, and then I was a lifeguard in the military pool base. That's really good years of my life. But yeah, with Sun Tzu's Art of War, you can really discover cool things for your own business, all right? So if you take the advice that's here, all right, you can actually maybe succeed in business. There are many cool tips here, and it's a really short book, maybe like what, 100 or 70 pages. And for example, just gonna read a few things to you. Attack him where he is unprepared, appear where you are not expected. Take it to business, you know, maybe you're trying to launch a product on Amazon, so attack where people are unprepared, maybe a small niche, right, where you're not expected. Nobody expects that you get inside this really small niche, but then you come with your strong powers and quickly take over the niche, right? Just example, there are many other things. So hold out baits to entice the enemy, feign disorder and crush him. So again, take it to business as well. Look, war and business are not exactly the same, because in war we fight for life. In business, not exactly. So you can take these tactics maybe here, and some of you might think that these tactics are not too, you know, too humane, I think you can say, for business, and I would agree with you, but there are many cool tips here, and just read this book as if you are running your business, as if you want to take the advice, in my opinion, to run your business. Very nice book. If I remember right, when I was in the boarding school many years ago, my friend Andre, he read this book, I believe, and recommended it to me. That was a long time ago, like, I want to take back like, you know, like 13 years. I'm 30 now. That was like, what, maybe 13 years ago. I was 17, something like that. But yeah, nice book, nice read. Next one, The Strangest Secret. Maybe you can see The Strangest Secret by Earl Nightingale. Now, Earl Nightingale is like a motivational speaker, and no longer with us, this guy, but I ran into his stuff like literally this year. Very nice book. So, and he says here on the back, ask and it shall be given to you, seek and ye shall find, knock and it shall be opened unto you. For everyone that asketh, receive it. Now, it's like pretty old kind of way of English, but The Strangest Secret essentially also gives you like tips for success in life, some motivation, all right, how to treat success, how to work towards it, all right. And you might say like, well, another one of these how to be successful or motivational books. Well, I like them. In my opinion, it's really nice to read if you're someone that's looking for this. And some of these carry really nice gold nuggets for your way of living everyday life. All right, so just gonna read a few things to you from here. Stop thinking of all the reasons why you can't be successful and instead think of all the reasons why you can. And you might be like, well, that's really like, come on, man, that makes sense. Well, so why are so many people think about the negatives? Like, and if you really take the advice here into practice, of yearly practice, you'll see success coming towards you, again, based on experience, right? Or maybe change the image you have of yourself by writing out a description of the person you would like to be. Now, many people read these books and never do anything about it, but actually take it on paper, read or write this stuff, and this will really be helpful for you. Now, there are many other things, you know, here to read, aside from what I've read, you know, set yourself a definitive goal, quit running yourself down, And I would really recommend, it's a really short book, it's like 29 pages, but who knows, maybe you discovered and uncovered the secret for yourself and it's gonna be really helpful to you. So The Strangest Secret, Earl Nightingale, in my opinion, recommended. So we started from the short books, because otherwise, I guess it was just better to put them on top. Let's continue. Book number 4. We have Shoe Dog and by Phil Knight, a memoir by the creator of Nike. And here says Warren Buffett, the best book I read last year. Phil is a gifted storyteller. So the person who created Nike, maybe you ever wore Nike shoes. I am sure that I have at some point of my life. This is the story of how it all started and from the beginnings, from humble beginnings. And what I really enjoyed about this book, that the guy, Phil Knight, created Nike. I have kind of similar story to him. Not, of course, creating Nike, but he started by going for a long travel around the world, and then he found some ideas and some inspiration, and it was pretty much the same for me. I also went for like a yearly travel around the world, and there where I found my inspiration to create businesses and to quit my job eventually and live a life of freedom and stuff like that. But it's also a fun read. You also understand he created like pretty big companies, so if you're someone who's struggling with creating business or someone in the process of creating a business, really a fun read in my opinion, because you'll see how it all started from the beginning, from the first shoe to, I think, to the 80s. This is where the book ends, so it was already huge back in that time, right, Nike, but I would really recommend reading this to you. I read it recently. I was on a vacation, like a weekly vacation, and I was just reading this book, having fun on the beach, back at the hotel. Really nice read, and yeah, it just tells the story of Nike. I would really recommend Shoe Dog by Phil Knight. Next one is Edward L. Bernays, Public Relations. All right, so public relations are described in this volume is, among other things, society's solution to problems of maladjustment that plague an overcomplex world. All of us, individuals or organizations, depend for survival and growth on adjustment to our public. So if you're running a business, if you are a public persona kind of thing, there's a way to kind of be in the public's eye, all right, in terms of like how you as a company, as a business, or as a person, how the public sees you, all right? And this is a very complex book, all right? It gives many different kind of examples and essentially how to create the right image that you want with the public, how to talk to the public in terms of giving, how to say, the right image that you would like to kind of provide to the public. Right, so a few more ideas, maybe you're still like, I'm not exactly sure. So this book, publicist Edward L. Bernays, offers here the kind of advice individuals in a variety of organizations thought from him on a professional basis during more than 4 decades. With such knowledge, every intelligent person can carry his or her activities more efficiently. This book provides know why as well as know how. Bernays explains the underlying philosophy of public relations and the PR methods and practices to be applied in specific cases. He presents broad approaches and solutions that were successfully carried out along his professional career. Public relations is not publicity, press agentry, promotion, advertising, or bag of tricks, but continued process of social integration, right? It is a field of adjusting private and public interests. So it's not an easy read, honestly. Like, again, if you already have a brand and you would like to kind of, you're struggling with feedback, of course, maybe you need to look into that feedback, obviously, but also you understand maybe how to present your brand to the world. It's not an easy read, but I would recommend it to you. It's also, this book is like 50, 70 years old, but maybe it can help your business improve in the eyes of the public, if that makes sense. It's not an easy read, but yeah. Next one is Dale Carnegie. It's like it's in Russian here, as you can see. So it's like the tricks of talking to any person, any situation. So essentially how to talk to people, all right? How to talk to people, how to understand better people, how to listen better to people, in order to get better communications, better relationships with people, and yeah, just live a better life, I guess. But, you know, how to learn how to smile sincerely. Like, I know it sounds weird, but yeah. And how to become, how to say, like a shield towards, because I'm translating from Russian, how to become a shield towards unfair criticism or something like that. And yeah, how to stop worrying. You know, also he has a book, How to Stop Worrying and Start Living, but how to stop worrying. Very nice book if you want to improve your communication skills with people, in my opinion. Yeah, read Dale Carnegie. Some people hate him. I don't know. I used to work out in a gym here and the owner simply hates on him. I don't know why, but yeah, I guess each one in his own, right? But I would recommend this one. Next one is, it's called How to Use Tact and Skill in Handling People, a fantastic guide to getting people to do what you want them to do, by Dr. Paul Parker. It's pretty much similar to this. I read them one after the other. I think I even ordered them in the same go. So how to understand and use your own abilities, how to understand people and what motivates them, how to sell an idea successfully, how to take an insult and turn it into motivation, how to work with a team and lead them to success. It's very good for you if you're a leader in different spaces. If you're running a business, again, you have some employees, or you're dealing with some suppliers, so how to just talk better to people. Again, how to use tact and skill in handling people. Pretty much similar to the other one. I would recommend it because life is talking to people. We're all surrounded by people, and if you gain these skills, then you'll be just better at having better conversations, better relationships. Maybe it sounds like better relationships. And I would really recommend this book. So, you know, some different things, for example, well, there are many things here that he talks about, but pretty much what I mentioned beforehand. Get your way with people. Just a few, if to sum it up in a few words. All right, let's continue. So next one is Blueprint to Business, an entrepreneur's guide to taking action, committing to the grind, and doing the things that most people won't, by Michael Alden, best-selling author of 5% or More. It's a nice book because here he shares his personal story of how he was in business and just like basic business building tips. You will find on the pages here, for example, business building tip, it's going to look like this little thingy here. So nobody wins every time, but in order to win, you need to stay in the game. Now, you might be like, oh, come on, Baba, that makes sense. But read this book and maybe you'll find some gold nuggets for your own business, because he also shares stories, how he overcame some problems. All right, so, and the next one, some other business building tip: develop a series of probing questions tailored to your business to help qualify customers. Right, that's good, so that you won't pre-qualify anyone. This will improve the customer's experience as well as your business. And yeah, so many things like these different chapters. Always prepare, another business building tip. So again, take these things to your own business or the business you would like to create. I think it's going to be good to those who are already in business, but maybe for those who are looking to start, just to understand how to, maybe do it better. So Blueprint to Business is a definitive guide to becoming a successful entrepreneur in and out of the office by the celebrated authority on direct response, best-selling author and television personality Michael Alden. In this revealing roadmap, you discover the secrets to going through life without failure and achieving your personal and professional goals. Yes, you can see I'm a sucker for these kind of books, but again, in each one you might find a few gold nuggets that will really improve it for your own business or the business you'd like to start. Blueprint to Business, it's a nice read. I would recommend it. Very nice cover as well, so this sometimes can buy someone. And let's continue. So the next one it's called Product-Led SEO by Ellie Schwartz, the why behind building your organic growth strategy. Now, this we're going more practical, right? So that's for SEO, search engine optimization. How to understand SEO, how to build your SEO strategy. It's going to be good for Amazoners, like people who sell on Amazon, YouTubers, Google, blogs, people, just to understand how to create SEO that's more than just keywords, all right? And how to really rank well as well by understanding who the customer who's searching for, the person who's searching for a specific, say, keywords on, say, Amazon, what kind of personality they have, who they are, how to treat it right in order to create a product-led SEO is called. It's when you create, so to say, a product that it's like big idea of the book, or kind of the big idea is when you create something that good that ranks you on different search engines without you playing with the keywords. For example, let's take just let's say booking.com, it ranks for many things like hotels and get a hotel, blah, 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 because they also have this in their, obviously in their, in their descriptions and all the stuff, but they provided such a good solution to the problems of travel, so of looking for accommodation, that they ranked for the relevant keywords. So very nice book in my opinion. I'm a big sucker for SEO. I built all my YouTube channel using organic strategies, and it really got it to this time of recording to over $10,000 in profits a month just from organic growth strategies. So this book can really help you if you're doing any kind of business, but if you're using search engines to rank your offers there and stuff like that. Next book is The Breakthrough Advertising by Eugene M. Schwartz. Not much around here. So that's not the original. I bought quite expensive actually copy or something of it. Considered one of the best books ever for copywriters. So Eugene is no longer with us as far as I remember. And I'm a copywriter. I do my own copy on Amazon, on YouTube, etc., Facebook, whatever. And I've been learning this skill for years now. And I'll tell you that this is one of the best books really, because it has a lot of tricks on how to understand how to create good copy, all right? That's very interesting, how to understand the prospect, right? And how to write successful copy, right? And many tips, tricks, and there are different examples here as well of different good copy examples, right? That were written in the past. So for example, how to make your prospect believe your claims before you state them, a new definition of awareness, some detailed examples of that, how to verbally prove that your product does what you claim. So there's a lot of good things here. How to borrow conviction for a copy. Conviction was that? How to remove objections to your product. So if you're someone that does his own or her own copy, you can get it as a PDF somewhere around the internet. If you Google the name of the book, there's a website you can get it from, quite expensive. I think I paid $100 for this, but I read it beforehand in PDF. I just wanted to have the physical book, and I guess they have the rights to copy it. It's really expensive. If you want to buy the original one, I think it goes like maybe $500 or something. But I think it's a good read. For those who are doing their own copy, I definitely check this book out. Let's continue. So next one is Tony Robbins, Unshakeable, Your Guide to Financial Freedom, Creating Peace of Mind in the World of Volatility. So that's a book that mainly teaches like basics of investing money, right? So index funds, mutual funds, all these things will be explained. Currently, I invest like $300 a month in crypto, and you know, I'm really beginner in that, but this kind of cleared it gave me some explanations to things that just like as a beginner, someone who wants to start investing. It explains to you how compound interest works, like when you invest, like say, money every like month for 10 years, the money that you invested 10 years ago grows in if you got the right maybe stock, or if you invest in the right place, it grows like exponential, I think the right word for this is. And yeah, so stuff like that. Interesting read in my opinion, how to act in bear markets, how to act in bull markets, how to act in bull markets, stuff like that. So I think it's a good read. I like Tony Robbins. This is not, also of course he has some other motivational stuff here as well as he likes, but some nice practical stuff to understand how to invest your money for beginners such as myself. It was really nice. And this next book is insane because a friend of mine, Guy, he recommended me this book this year, and I recommended it to very good friends of mine as well. It's called The Goal, the third edition by Eliyahu M. Goldratt. All right, so written in a fast-paced thriller style, The Goal is the gripping novel which is transforming management thinking throughout the Western world. So essentially what happens here is a story of a guy that has a factory, like a plant where he is the manager of like 400 people. One day, the managers from the top tier of this, of this network, of this brand, whatever, they come to him and they say like, hey man, your plant is not working well. We're gonna close you in 3 months if you don't get us more money, kind of thing. And then the guy that is the manager is like, whoa, like what do I do? And somehow it's written in like as I said here, a thriller-paced, a fast-paced thriller style. So he finds like his old friend who actually is someone who can help with this kind of thing. So the book gives a lot of good advice for those people who are running product businesses like Amazon FBA. This is going to be a great read for you. But not only, even for those who create videos on YouTube, you can understand how processes work, where you have your bottlenecks at. Wow, that's a really nice book. It really helped me understand how better work with my inventory on Amazon. And this is a book from the 80s, and Eliyahu is not with us, unfortunately. You see many people are no longer with us, but they left great legacy and they left great books for us to read. The Goal, third edition, really nice. And there's also the next book in the series. I read it, I really enjoyed reading it each time because it gives you like practical advice on how to run your own business, right? By understanding the story, take it to your own business, pretty much what you should do with all the books you read, and you will really learn a lot of good things. Probably one of the best books I read this year. Thanks, Guy, because he shares always gold nugget books with me. Yep. Next one is also a nice read, Quantum Marketing, Mastering the New Marketing Mindset for Tomorrow's Consumers, Raja Rajamanar. So Raja is the CMO of MasterCard, so pretty big guy. And what is quantum marketing? It's a new way of marketing. I'll give you an example from the book. A smart fridge, right? I have a fridge there, a fridge that knows when to reorder products. So if you can have your products working together with the smart fridge, you'll be able to be in the marketing mindset of tomorrow when it's going to be today, if that makes sense, So quantum marketing essentially talks about all these nuances that are coming to the world of marketing, obviously from people at the spearhead of marketing. This is MasterCard, that's a big brand, and Raja is with them. So yeah, there's a lot of good ideas in this book on how the consumers change, how consumer behavior changes, how technology changes very fast. My friend, wake up. There's huge opportunities for you, really. I'm telling you the truth. Being aware to all this stuff in the recent years really changed my life, and we're just in the beginning of the huge shift in the paradigm of everything that is happening with the internet of things, with artificial intelligence. I would recommend you reading this book as well. And Quantum Marketing, Master the New Marketing Mindset of Tomorrow's Customers. And yeah, like smart speakers, holographic projection, wearables, the Internet of Things. I'm just reading from the book. 3D printing, a lot of cool stuff. You know from this book also how to act with this new consumer behavior and stuff like that. So enjoy. That's a really nice book. Would recommend. Next one is James Redfield, הנבואה השמימית. That's here in Hebrew, but I'll translate it to you. I just move the camera. So what is the הנבואה השמימית? It's like a sky prophecy kind of thing. I'll give you the translation down there. But it's essentially something old, like an old manuscript is found in Peru, all right, in Peru. And somehow this one guy goes to Peru to start hunting for this kind of manuscript. And he kind of gets exposed to parts of the manuscript that give like some cool ideas and suggestions for good life kind of thing. It's one of these self-help books, but really nice to read. And as a story, the story gets kind of weird sometimes and kind of cheesy, maybe a little bit, but it's really nice. For those who like self-improvement and like peace of mind, you'll find it here in this book. And yeah, and it's funny enough, I was on the same vacation where I read the Nike, and I met a really nice guy, Moshe. There, he's very young. He's like, what, 17, 18, and he's a very smart guy. And I talked to him, and kind of we bounced ideas back and forth. He was also staying in the same place, and yeah, he recommended me this book. So I also recommend him some, tips for life and some books perhaps. But it's a really nice book. So Moshe, man, if you're watching this, I appreciate that a lot, because I really enjoyed that read. And yeah, I would like to go to Peru. It's a really nice country. So yeah. Yeah, so next one we have is Measure What Matters by John Doerr, OKRs, the simple idea that drives 10x growth. So here Bill Gates says, I'd recommend John's books for everyone interested in becoming a better manager. So for those people who are running businesses, again, it's gonna help, or managers of different things. Maybe you have a football team, maybe you're a soldier or whatever. And yeah, this book essentially talks about OKRs, objectives and key results. So it's a revolutionary approach to goal setting. And with OKRs at the foundation of the Ranger, the startup grew. It's talking about a startup here that's called Google that grew from 40 employees to more than 70,000 with a market cap exceeding $700 billion. So yeah, it kind of gives you the blueprint in a way of how to set goals throughout his system, right? That can be measurable and trackable. So it leads to good growth. And also in the book, you're gonna find different examples of companies that use this, such as Google, YouTube, some other food delivery companies, baking better every day, the Zoom pizza story. So how people use these tactics, right, of OKRs, yeah, to their own businesses. I think it's a very interesting book, and he says here, Measure What Matters. Doerr shares a broad range of case studies with narrators including Bono and Bill Gates to demonstrate the focus, agility, and explosive growth that OKRs have spurred at so many great organizations. This book will help a new generation of leaders capture the same magic. So I grabbed many tactics from this book to improving my own work with my goals, with my organization, if you can call it, my YouTube channel, my Amazon business. A really nice book in my opinion, and do take the time to invest in it. You're gonna see how to set right goals. It's very, very interesting. So for example, I'll give you the kind of the idea of OKR. So with our top level OKR set, we work our way down the organization. So for example, it talks about here coaching and winning the Super Bowl. Objective, win Super Bowl. Key results, passive attack amasses 300 plus yards per game. Defense allows fewer than 17 points per game. Special teams unit ranks in top 3 in punt return coverage. So it gives like specific goals that need to be attained, but then from the head coach, it goes to the offensive coach. So offensive coach, objective, generate 300 yards per game passing attack, right? So key results, achieve 65% pass completion rate. 2, cut interceptions to fewer than 1 per game. 3, hire new quarterbacks coach. So it breaks down these key objectives, you understand? So it goes from top to bottom, and each objective gets broken into smaller and measurable objectives, all right? If that makes sense. And this can be taken to any kind of business. Of course, if you read the book, it's gonna be explained much better than a random dude on YouTube. But very nice book, and I think that you should really measure what matters and try these OKRs. And yeah, read this. It's a really nice book. Yeah, very nice way to explain things, right? We're still working on my book reviews things, but the next one here is so the basics of writing a script for videos, for films, by Sid Field. Now, this book is essentially, talks about creating a script. So it really is a book that helped me with my YouTube channel to understand how to create videos that can lead you better throughout the video itself, so you can watch for a longer time and get more from the video in a way, right? Of course, it breaks it down to smaller things. It's a lot about like acting as well, and how to do it in actual movies, right? How to build a movie, but I took it to my YouTube channel. So for example, it talks about sequencing, right? How it is used in a video, right? So for example, a sequence of events in a video such as YouTube video. So there's the beginning, introduction, then I have some call to actions into other playlists, then we talk about the books, then I finish the video, sequencing of events. So it all is all explained here in this book. And I think it's really nice read if you're somebody that, again, does video in any way, maybe films, stuff like that. It's a nice book, yeah. How to do a scene, right? What is a scene in a movie again? But again, you can take things from these books to your own businesses. And again, that's not really maybe for Amazon sellers, but if you're doing any kind of video, or if you want to do even a video for your product yourself, right? That can be really nice for you as well. I have some books here. They will probably fall at some point, but we'll continue, right? Because we don't stop. The next one, The Magic of Thinking Big, by David Schwartz, PhD. The True Secret of Success, How to Earn More, Lead Fearlessly, and Live a Happier Life. Again, one of these self-help books, 6 million sold. So it's pretty nice. Again, it talks many different things. It talks fears, it talks motivation, whatnot. Grow the attitude of you are important. Grow the attitude of service first. You see, I'm just reading some things from the book. Yeah, so my language, do I look like someone who has maximum self-respect? What I read, am I using the language of successful people? Conversation, would an important person read this? So yeah, it's mainly self-help book with a lot of different kind of ways it takes it. So, you know, sometimes self-help book may be talking about, as I landed here, it says like, you are what you think you are. And again, you might be like, oh, well, another self-help book. Yeah, but, or think right toward people. Like you might say like, hey, come on, man, like this is like basics of life. But yet again, many people don't even do that. So maybe read this book to see if you can grab more gold nuggets from here. And I tell you, sometimes it's just one gold nugget that really helps you, or get the action of habit here. You have some good habits that you're doing. For example, for me, the habit of reading a book a week at least. I mean, I like it. It helps me. It's a habit that I developed. I didn't have this habit beforehand. Do you have any habits, any positive habits that you're enjoying? Do you? If you do, that's awesome. And I wish you more good habits. So read The Magic of Thinking Big. Again, in my opinion, pretty good self-help book. Next one is 1 million followers. How I build a massive social following in 30 days. Growth hacks for your business, your message, and the brand from the world's greatest minds. Brendan Kane. And forward by Prince EA. So you can take control of your ability to reach a wide audience, and you can start today with 1 million followers. So I would say this book can help you, even if you are a brand that you have on Amazon or any other brand, just to see how you can get against more eyeballs through different tactics, right? How to connect with your audience as well. Again, not only for influencers or maybe people who are recording video, it can be for brands of physical products where there's even no face behind the brand. Still very nice book, and it will teach you how to understand audience, how to target audience, and how you can reach more people. It talks about different platforms as well, like LinkedIn, YouTube, some other things, and how to take feedback from the audience. It's mainly a book, in my opinion, to grow an audience. Why it's called 1 million followers. So, I mean, it didn't get me to 1 million followers, but it's not what I was looking for here. I was looking for ways to connect better with you, to understand audience development. And I think you can really do it from this book. Now, he actually created 1 million followers in 30 days using paid ads a lot, but not only. So you can learn a lot from this book, in my opinion, if you want to develop an audience, and it's worth your time, in my opinion. It is worth your time. Next one is Tribes we need you to lead us, Seth Godin. So Seth Godin, you maybe know, I think he's like a bald guy with glasses, right? It's how I remember him. So it's about leading a tribe. So creating, again, for physical products maybe, or also for your own brand, how to create a tribe. All right, so it says here, sure, you know about superstars like Steve Jobs, Barack Obama, and John Mayer, but consider, for example, Nathan Winograd, an animal rights activist who has saved the lives of millions of dogs and cats with his tenacious opposition to their slaughter by animal shelters. And you're like, wait a minute, how is it connected to tribes? So many of these people, they build tribes. Right, tribes of people, Steve Jobs with the Apple, right? And it talks about how a tribe essentially is created, how the psychology of tribe, of like organization of people, of group of people actually, and how you as if you want to build a tribe, right? If you want to connect people together for some purpose that will obviously help both people as parts of the tribe and you as the leader, and you will work for a big good cause, hopefully, right? Then you can find some hacks in these books on how to do it. It was a nice read. I mean, it's interesting in my opinion. It's really short one, like 150 pages, a small book. If you think leadership is only for other people, you're wrong. We need you to lead us. So yeah, if you feel like someone who, again, take it for any business, you wanna create a group of people towards a goal, you're obviously gonna be a part of these people, but maybe you're also gonna be the one that shows them the way. So this book can help you with some ideas for that, all right? I think it's a good read, and Seth Godin usually delivers on good stuff. Next one is Russell Brand, Recovery, Freedom from Our Addictions. It's an interesting book because we all, at least me, suffer from addictions. Which addictions? Addiction to the plant, if you know what I'm talking about. I'm not sure if I can say these words here. Addiction to adult movies, many addictions, right? To nail biting, I had this. So, and you're like, wait, whoa, come on, you're sharing all this with us, but I'm pretty sure that you too have many addictions that you maybe even are suffering from. Maybe, I'm not sure. But if you want to change it, if you want to find your addiction and be actually aware to it and understand that you do have it, and you want to fix this addiction, stop being addicted, all right? There are a few steps that he shares here in this book, and it's not easy. You have to talk out to some people maybe, and there are many different stages of awareness to your own addiction, and it really helped me, all right, with my addictions. Really, truly, this book helped me, and will I recommend it to you? Yeah, if you have some addictions, and that can be video games, it can be whatever, like many things, maybe overeating, overthinking, maybe you're addicted to some kind of narcotics or something like that. This can help. And look, you can stop addictions, really. I am telling you as someone who stopped specific addictions in his life, and you should if they are not giving you the life you'd like and you feel that you are not enjoying them. And if you feel that you might have an addiction, you're still not sure, maybe you should read this book by Russell, so Brand, Recovery, Freedom from Our Addictions. It's not going to be easy in a way, but it's not that hard as well, in my opinion, right? So yeah, if you have some addictions, I think you should help yourself and stop them. So the next one is Obliquity by John Kay. Why our goals are best achieved indirectly. Yeah, it's interesting. So let me give you some reading here. So it may feel paradoxical, but in many spheres of life, from business to politics, sport to science, and even parenting, our goals are best achieved when we approach them indirectly. This is the concept of obliquity. All right, let's continue. As preeminent economist John Kay explains, we rarely know enough about the intricacies of problems to tackle them successfully head on. We can learn about our objectives and how to achieve them only through a gradual process of risk-taking and discovery. Kay's compelling new idea explains why the most profitable companies are not the most aggressive in chasing profits, why the wealthiest men and women are not the most materialistic, and why the happiest people do not set out to pursue happiness. So pretty much these are going to be things you're going to be talking about, pretty much what I talked about now. So for example, talking about happiest people, usually they don't pursue happiness. In this book, you're going to have like some examples that will explain to you why it happens so, and some other examples, right? For example, very well then, I contradict myself. How it is more important to be right than to be consistent? How complex outcomes are achieved without knowledge of an overall purpose. So I'd say that this book is like very nice book to enhance your knowledge about the world generally and about the way things happen, all right, in a way. And again, if you're someone that is inspiring to be a better version of himself, or you're running a business and you're maybe struggling with your goals, with motivation, with whatever, it's just a new way to look on things that might seem like ordinary to you. Pretty good read. And yeah, Obliquity. Sometimes I feel like maybe I'm not doing the kind of passing the thoughts to you, but I'm trying my best to have it good. And ask questions, comment if you have any questions about the books or whatever. Next one is אומנות החיים הפשוטים, שונמי ומסונו. It's the art of simple life, 100 like advice of a Zen Buddhist to a life full of peace and fun kind of thing. A really nice book. I read it recently. So like basic advice for just a better like life and like things that you might not think about every day. So for example, when you're taking off your shoes, put them one near the other. And right, so why would you do that? Because for example, if you just throw them around, you know, this kind of gives the spirit to you of like being all over. But if you start with the small things, such as like maybe making your bed in the morning as well, what I would recommend to you, you just become more in your life and the things you do more organized in a way. All right, just one thing, right? So for example, find the words that you love the most, find the sunsets, you know, some cool things and some basic things. But he also gives some gold nuggets about how to approach things and stuff like that. So I'm again a sucker for these self-help books, but this one is coming from, actually it's Zen Buddhist. He's the head of some monastery of Zen Buddhists in Japan, and they create the Zen like gardens in the world. So yeah, I think it's worth your time reading because, I don't know, I'm trying to live a simple life. I don't have much, but to be honest, I feel quite happy generally every day, and I like spreading happiness. But again, you can learn this. You can actually understand how to maybe relax more, like let go of things, and then happiness just comes to you. And not necessarily, as it was in the Obliquity, not necessarily that you're looking for it. It's just, you know, it just comes sometimes. Next one is Robin Sharma, you know, it's the 5 a.m. Club. All right, so that's a very nice book, and it's not only talking about how to wake up early in 5 a.m. It's like a story of some people that go on a travel kind of thing with a very rich person, and he teaches them some basic cool things about life and how to approach life and stuff like that. So I really like self-help books, as I mentioned like 30 times in this video, but Robin Sharma is the guy, you know, where the monk that sold his Ferrari and stuff like that. It's a very nice practical book, I think, also for just living a simpler life, and also some gold nuggets for a better day, how to create better days for yourself, how to make them more efficient, stuff like that. So I would recommend you reading that. Yeah, Robin Sharma, fun, easy to read, some cheesy stories as well at times, but I think it's really nice. And the next book here is The Flexible Brain, המוח הגמיש. And actually, I did not finish this book fully, and I'm not exactly sure why, because I really like things about the brain. It actually talks about the brain. For example, how to improve your memory, all right, and how to improve the speed of learning, or actually the speed of your thoughts, all right, and how to improve the hardness you have with learning. Now, this book gives like some examples of how these things occurred, how people reach these improvements, but for some reason I am not sure why I didn't continue. Or for example, how it happened that people were able to move their hands or legs after they had a stroke and stuff like that. But at some point I stopped this book. I don't know why. It was really nice in the beginning, but something just did not click to me with this book. But it really talks about the brain, the flexible brain. As you can see here, there's like there's this tree. But at some point, I think somewhere towards the end, I stopped the book. But it was a really interesting way to learn more about the brain. It's called neuroplastics as well. One of the things they talk here about in the book. But see, I can't even give you a good review because I think it just didn't click too much for me, and I didn't finish it. Next book is Organizations, all right? That's by Itzhak Samuel. of the Haifa University. That's an old book. I think it's from the late 90s, about organizations, their structure. As you can see here, you see an organization, their structure and the processes of organization and how it all works. Now, it's not an easy read, all right? Here it is, it's in Hebrew, right? But it's like an example of an organization, how it's all built. Now, the reason I read this book is because I am scaling, right? I'm trying to scale my YouTube, my Amazon, and for this you need more people together with you in the team. And I want to understand how organizations work so I can build an organization of my own, and hopefully build more of them that can help you and other human beings while I'm still alive, but I needed some guidance. So this is, I'm not sure if it's available in English, all right? That's because it's from actually the University of Haifa. But it says here, Yitzhak Organizations, Feature Structures, Processes, 1996. And this is the second edition. But it's really interesting because it really gives you the skeleton of an organization and how the skeleton moves, if you can say that. But it's not an easy read. I'm telling you straight away, if you're already someone that has a business, I think that's the right time to read it. If you're beginning, maybe it's going to be good for you, but this is like university level, and I've never been to university, but I think it's very interesting to understand how organizations work, and maybe if you're looking to build something pretty big, maybe it will help you like it helped me. I think at some point the books behind are going to fall. So let's hope that they are not gonna. Next book, the E5 Method. How the simple and unusual marketing method can deliver you more new customers, clients, and profits in the next 60 days than most coaches, consultants, and experts see in an entire year. So this is really geared towards coaches, consultants, and experts, all right, by Todd Brown. So if you're someone that's running like one of these info businesses like I do here on YouTube, like I do affiliate marketing, but I teach you, like I'm the kind of the coach or whatever, if you can say so. But it's like, here it is, foundations of direct response marketing, understanding your prospect level of awareness, promise, exposure spectrum, and the big marketing idea examples, 8 primary lead types. So this is going to be very, very good for you if you're running an internet business of any kind, really, okay, because there are levels of your customer understanding and awareness, stuff like that, which is really interesting, and essentially how to build successful marketing campaigns in a way, right? Can be good for any business, all right? So it says more sales every day like clockwork, every single day. But specifically for coaches and maybe for people who do this kind of, again, info business can be really nice. But even for Amazon sellers, all right, can be nice to understand the level of your prospect, awareness level of your prospect. Look at that. The 4-hour work week here is given as an example. Copywriting as well, it's nice. And it's one of these books that you can get, I got this by a funnel, where you get the book plus free shipping, where you get a free book, but you have to pay for shipping. I really like taking the book there, and actually many times I unsubscribe from this because I really just want to get the book. Sometimes the upsell is like many more courses and coaching, and that's pretty cool and everything, but I just like getting the books. So E5 Method is just going to help you get more customers, leads, and profits. So again, it can be good for any industry, but I think it's best for coaches and kind of consultants, experts, demographic, right? Really nice book, in my opinion. It's worth your time. Next one is in Hebrew, but שווה להיות עצמאי. Is it worth being like an entrepreneur or self-employed, so to say, by Yuval Yevankovsky. I think it's not going to be available in English. Well, is it worth being an entrepreneur, or so to say, is it worth being self-employed? It gives some ideas on how to maybe start a business, some mindset toward a business, how to get new clients, how to understand what type of business to open. It talks mainly to people who are in Israel, right? Because it talks about the entity you can open here. But so yeah, it's mainly for those who are Israeli. It's a nice book. Okay, so some things about marketing here, marketing in the internet. So maybe for those who are looking to start, as you can say, should you be and self-employed? So it's going to be a good for you if you're someone who's on the page of kind of starting your own business, you're thinking about it, or your own thing or whatever. But even for those who already have businesses and you want to read something that's going to give you more ideas, that's pretty good. But I think it's only available in Hebrew though. Let's continue. The next one is by Robin Sharma. All right, Robin Sharma is called Kadosh Hagolesh V'Amankal. It's like the saint, the surfer, and the CEO, all right? And it's a great story about making your heart wishes come true kind of thing. Again, one of these Robin Sharma things. It's like a story of like some person that gets to know three people, the saint and then the surfer and then the CEO. So he talks to all of them. They give him his kind of life examples, some advice, and pretty good things. So nice advice. So the CEO gives some business advice. The saint gives his kind of advice as well. Being a saint, and the one that is the surfer, he's like all about the freedom and surfing. So he gives him his advice, stuff like that. It's a nice book. Robin Sharma, we had a big book of him beforehand. I think it's worth it because, again, if you are looking for these kind of inspiring life stories to get some more motivation, stuff like that, get some gold nuggets as well for good life, I think it's worth your time. The next book is really great. It's called Master Key System, Your Step-by-Step Guide to Using the Law of Attraction by Charles F. Hannell. Also, I think this book is about 100 years old, was recommended to me by my friend Alex. And it's the all-time classic guide to activating the law of attraction. So, look, many things can be said about law of attraction, right? But it gives you a lot of practical advice on how to do visualization that's actually practical, that works, and some other things. You're gonna have to also do some kind of, how you call it, like some actual steps, right? You have to meditate a bit, like to concentrate, to write some things down. He says here, the Master Key System is made up of 24 chapters, each composed of short, numbered aphorisms and instructions to teach you in a very direct, step-by-step manner how to unlock the success power of your mind. Part of the book's appeal is that it can be read all the way through as a comprehensive lesson plan, or readers can dip in it at random, flipping to any of its page for brief practical advice on how to thrive in the world. I'd really recommend it. It's an old book, but it really gives you this practical advice to not only using the law of attraction, just again for better life and kind of, just using your mind and fully using the powers of your mind, what we really don't do many times, all right? And yeah, so I'd really recommend you reading this book. As I said here, you can open a random page, just use some of the tactics, or you can just read all the book. Again, for those who are trying to find life hacks and stuff like that to improve your own quality of life, to reach your goals faster and stuff like that, this can be a really nice read. Master Key System. Next one, Dale Carnegie, Как стать эффективным лидером. How to Become an Effective Leader by Dale Carnegie. So pretty much by, again, Dale Carnegie. I like his work, and I mentioned my, the gym owner that always hated on Dale. It's, we each of us just, we decide on who we hate or who we don't hate. But again, not that he hated him, but he just said that, he just doesn't enjoy his stuff or whatever, which is cool. But Dale Carnegie, how to become an effective leader. So how to become an effective leader, so how to talk to your friends or to your employees. I many times refer to employees as friends, and some people might say I'm wrong, but I really like talking on a very humane level to people who are kind of employees, but I take them like friends. I treat them as friends. They are not people who are generating profits for me and numbers. I really wanna build deep connections for people that decide to work with me or my organization. And I think it's good because, and maybe it's not good, I don't know, but I think it's good because I think we all deserve be treated very well, and I think that's what we all like. And I mean, there should be some kind of line. I think there also talks about this in this book, between being friends fully and there's like a very professional relationship. But that's true, I think. But still, I do feel like for real that for those who come in contact with me, and especially for those who decide to work with me, I really feel like they can come to me at any time with anything they want to share, and I will be there. But anyway, how to become an effective leader, it pretty much talks about the way to talk with your employees, to talk and to become a mentor, aside from just being someone who pays money, how to listen to your employees, how to choose the people who you would like to work with you. So it's a really nice book, in my opinion. How to delegate, how to inspire your people. pretty nice book. So just becoming a better leader. We need better leaders because I think the world can be better. It's pretty good as it is now, but you know, we can even make it better. Getting naked, all right? Ways to uncover your authentic self at work, home, in relationships and life, on being emotionally transparent at the right time, the right place, and with the right person. So it's a nice book if you wanna open up a little bit, all right, about transparency. It can help really those people who are running personal brands maybe, but if you can even create your brand on Amazon as a transparent brand that shares its struggles. Here's an example. You get a message from a client, hey, I've got a broken product, right? And you are gonna say, hey, John, man, I understand you. I'm the owner of this brand. I'm the creator, and yeah, we had some problems with logistics. The shipment got stuck there, but I'm doing my best to get it right on time to you. Actually, I talked to my employee that is in charge of the shipments. So what I'm saying is like, you can open up, right? Don't be afraid to open up with your friends, even with your customers, even, and get naked in a way, right? You're already naked. I think that's Steve Jobs who said that, right? You're already naked anyway. You're gonna die anyway. So what are you talking about? What are you afraid of? In a way, but of course that's just a way to say it. But it can really help you build deeper connections with people. Build a better organization, I mean, a better brand if you are more transparent, right? For example, practice being emotionally naked at the right place and at the right time with the right people to realize your negative patterns, then create a provocative catalyst for reflection. Uncover new or hidden parts of yourself that can guide you to create a more fulfilling life. Apply the tools of naked self-disclosure to all areas of your life so you can enjoy greater meaning and satisfaction. What I understood is like, life is short, and like I just rather be real and sincere with you, because then I can give you maybe something from myself for real that can improve your life. So this kind of can help you catch this mindset as well and just get naked. Of course, physically it's up to you when to get naked and with whom, but emotionally it's also up to you, but it can be really helpful sometimes for a good life, in my opinion. Next one, Superfans by Pat Flynn. The easy way to stand out, grow your tribe, and build a successful business. So you see, it's not followers, it's not subscribers, it's not customers, it's Superfans. I don't know, I still refer to many people as friends because my door is always open. I'm not looking for fans, I'm looking for deep connections. But I do also understand that people can perceive you and they can, in a way, and get, in a way, a fan to you. But really, if you're watching this, I do treat you as a friend, really. If you ever want to talk anything, just feel free, really. It's so, but still, if you want to, build like, as it says, you grow your tribe, build a successful business, you got to understand the awareness, again, level of who's watching you. Practical advice on how to build a stronger community here, all right? For example, it says return every handshake. That's very interesting. Or there's exercises as well for each part of the book, and give them a name. So if you have a community, sometimes we don't have a name for this community, but sometimes, when we have like, or some Amazon communities like Amazon Titans or something, this kind of gives people something to refer as, hey Titan, what's up? Or hey champion, Amazon FBA champions. I think it's a good way, yeah. I just didn't get to that yet. Maybe if you have some ideas for a community name, you're welcome to share. But essentially, again, this can be taken to any business. You have to create a fun community of people that are from the same tribe. Maybe it's, for example, Amazon FBA Titans. We're all Titans in the Amazon FBA game. And we have a name here. We sometimes have a leader as well. It's part of the building a tribe and many other things. So this book will help you build Superfans, specifically if you want to kind of maybe build yourself as a brand, but not only if you want to build a brand of products, physical products, you can still create a community around this. So Superfans will help you with this part, creating the community there. Oh, it's about to fall, man. We gotta finish this video before it falls, right? So next one is Hook Point, How to Stand Out in a 3-Second Word by Brandon Kane. A must read in a world of constant transformation, Hook Points is the answer to standing out and growing your brand or business by Kate Ferrazzi or Ferracci. So what is Hook Point? For example, I'll give you this one. 60, what is that? 60 billion messages a day, how to find your way through the noise. So if you have a brand again of physical products, or if you are someone who's doing stuff like me on YouTube here, there's a lot of noise. So how do you stand out? How do you stand out among this noise? How do you get heard? Right? How to make your message get heard, okay? Get heard. And Hook Points is actually something that talks about this, and it gives you some practical advice on how to actually stand out in this 3-second world. So for example, you're trying to build your personal brand on Facebook. How do you catch the attention of the people that are scrolling? You know, how do you put your content, in which way you put your content, how you create your content, what it talks about, so you can actually connect with people, so you can stand out from the crowd. Very nice advice here. For example, if you're starting a video, right, in for example, in YouTube, and I need to improve my own beginnings, you know, you can hook people by doing something unusual in the beginning, or hook them with some different, you know, like maybe even sounds throughout the video, you know what I mean? Like, not necessarily best advice or best idea, but you need to stand out. All right, and how do you stand out? Well, read this book. Maybe you'll find some ideas here. For example, I can name a part of the book. So learn to listen, listen to learn, stuff like that. You know, digital storytelling, visual design tips, what is satisfying to watch, where brands go wrong. I'm reading from the book now. Okay, and yeah, so quick tips and recap here in the end of each part. Talks about Reddit, YouTube, and how to communicate at the right pace. Why are these videos are so fast right now? Why everything changes? Because that's the way that people are losing attention span. So you gotta hook people so they listen to you. And so how do you stand out? Read this book. Maybe you will learn how to do this. Oh my God, it's about to fall. Our pyramid is falling. Let's hope it doesn't fall. I'm gonna add another book to the end of this because it's crazy. The next one is the Almanac of Naval, Ravikant. It was recommended to me by my friend Adriana. She's a very talented entrepreneur and Amazon seller. So getting rich is not just about luck. Happiness is not just a trait we're born with. So this book is free. You can find it for free. Just type it in Google, the Almanac of Naval Ravikant. You can get it for free as a PDF. But Naval is just like a personality. He's a pretty rich person. I just discovered him by reading this book. I never knew who he is. He built some businesses. Yeah. That was scary, man. Let's continue. Gee, did you see that? I think maybe we didn't, but maybe we did. I think it kicked out some other books. But I'll try to see if it did or it didn't. No, I think it didn't. Okay, so we have just a few more books here. That's so funny. So yeah, part 2, happiness. The 3 big ones in life are wealth, health, and happiness. We pursue them in that order, but the importance is reverse. So essentially, this book gives you some tips on how to build wealth, how to build happiness. And it's very to this same moment at the time of the world. So, you know, it's very, how to say, it's very present in terms of like the time we're on, the informational age, right? And there are many little things here. So to make an original contribution, you have to be irrationally obsessed with something. So you're gonna have like these little, like not affirmations, but some things throughout the book that are kind of, you know, reading in this gray thingy. I think it's a good book. There's a lot to learn from Naval about happiness, or how do you build happiness by building habits, how to read, how to love to read and whatnot, and the philosophy of Naval in a way, and how do we define wisdom. The present is all we have. Some bonus here. You can find some books by scanning things that were mentioned. I'll just drop it on the floor as all this other stuff left. We have 2 more books left from all the things. This crazy video today, things are falling, but the next one before we get to the last one is this one, is Go Big by Corey Cotton from Dude Perfect. It's a YouTube channel, a pretty big channel. So go big, make your shot count in the connected world. Dude Perfect is a channel on YouTube that they do all sorts of like pretty cool videos. That's all I can say. You can Google or YouTube Dude Perfect. But this book is like 10 years old. Just tells about their story of how they became pretty big on YouTube. They have like what, tens of millions of subscribers. So it's like what stands between you and your dream. All right, and it just shows their path and gives you some ideas, some advice for your own success. So tip number 4 here is networking is huge. It's quick, effective, and worth the time every time. Never blink at the opportunity to thank your supporters. Hesitation is the leading cause of blinking. Don't become aesthetic. Like Tyler, take a deep breath and move on. So it's just like some of their, like what they had in their career. You have to write down some things here, right? What part of your dream is forward thinking? Are you reacting or pre-acting? What part of your dream is novel, refreshing to the culture around you? And to be honest, I don't remember what I wrote here. I gotta go through it at some point. But at the end of the day, our go big dreams will succeed or fail based on how desirable what we're selling is to an insanely fast-paced, connected world. So it's a nice book, motivational, shows their story, and yeah, I just go big, you know, in the connected world. Make your shot count. I think you have the opportunity, you have the chance, and go and do it. Our last book for today is The Last Lecture by Professor Randy Pausch with Jeffrey Zaslow. Unfortunately, Professor Randy Pausch passed away, I guess. It's his last lecture. At some point, he discovered that he has cancer, right? And he just decided to share some of his wisdom. And throughout the last lecture, he gave the last lecture, and he gave some like 50 advice here, different advice, 60, 70 or something like 60, and some stories here, all right? And you see the truth, I met Meshachal, the truth, let's go, you know, like, yeah, it's the end of the video. You can see I'm pretty tired, but yeah, it's a nice book. It's like life advice by somebody who's going and living the world, and he's aware of that. He's sick with cancer. He knows that he has some few months left to live. He gives this lecture, and there's a video version of this, I believe. But I would recommend you this book as well. I really hope you're enjoying this video. I'm pretty tired creating this for you, but I'm super happy that I did, and I finished it actually, because at some point of the video I was like, it's so hard to do that. But I really want you to take some of the books, read them. Maybe I wasn't able to give the thought very well through, but hopefully I did. And I would appreciate if you like the video or dislike, and let me know what I can improve. And up here, I'm going to have the other 2 videos of the books that I read in 2020. And in half a year, I'll see you again with another video of more books that I read. Read, take action, enjoy life. I'm going to see you in the next video. A bit tired. Bye.